Good morning, Tom, Negotiating with Jesus. I look this way for whatever reason. Every time I start, I'm trying to find some thoughts over there. What is that? What is life? So life, I'm thinking about things this morning. I'm thinking about a little argument I had with a guy at work who was, here's what people do. So people are all the same, exactly the same. We had a little kind of argument, a little dust up about raising children. So I'll say something about my children. He'll be like, well, why don't you do that? And, why wouldn't you just do this like a good parent? I'm like, I don't know. I must suck. I must be a bad parent, and you're so much superior. And that's the way people actually work. They're always trying to win. Well, why don't you do like me? I should be your guide. And it's Richard Dawkins. Well, I don't believe in Jesus. I think I'm superior. And it's like, Richard, have you ever looked at your own life? Have you looked at Jesus? But people do that. We're always in some competition because we long to be known and loved. So if they know me, would they still love me? That's the great longing. So this guy says this thing. And it's like he's more like a drill sergeant or something. I would just make my kids burp, burp, burp. We get up at 5 a.m. to the sound of reveille, and then they do their calisthenics, and I got them to school, and they rode the bus, and they walked. They had to walk a mile before they got on that bus. And okay, so the myth of your own greatness. So seeing yourself in some way as not a failure is part of life. And the fact that death is looming, and this is one of the things Peterson says, and this is about this little corner, because everything is about my video content is to somehow shape me to this little corner player. So Peterson, I don't even remember what I was saying, so I'm going to move on. So it's all we want to be known and loved, personal. So the thing is, people all imagine the myth of their own hero's journey, and we all are on a hero's journey, all of us. The one you're criticizing, or whoever you're berating for not taking up their cross, in some way that is part of their battle, is being able to carry on as you flay their back with your words, your whip of a tongue with its shards in it so that it tears at them. So personal, I was going to talk about also another thing, that people will joke about things because it's not personal to them. So one of the human experiences that is absolutely all of us. And some people have a little more heart than others, this tenderness. So a soft heart is one of the promises of the Bible. We're going to take that hard heart and we're going to convert it into flesh. It's going to not be stone, it's going to be flesh. Could you imagine caring? If everybody cared, it would be a strange world if everybody cared. So people will mock and laugh at others or berate them because they're not, and it becomes a contest. They're not what, you aren't the greatness of me. So somebody whacks their head on a tree branch, and absolutely takes a knock on the noggin, and it's funny. People laugh. Look at that. He just hit a tree. That dope wasn't watching. I never hit trees. I am superior. I can laugh at you and mock you because you're getting hurt. I'm the champion on the hero's journey, and you're somebody that I'm superior to. You're the forces of worthless distraction or evil. In some ways, it's always a battle of good and evil. But if it's personal, if it's you that just whacked your head, it was an innocent or honest mistake. And it's part of your hero's journey that you were to take a club to the head and shake it off and continue. If it's your beautiful elderly grandmother, she takes a big clonk to the head because she was planting flowers, and it was the sweetest thing, and she is a hero, and she's a saint. She whacks her head, and she's laying on the ground, and there's some blood, and you don't want her to fall. All of a sudden, it's not funny. So all this stuff filters through quickly. We filter through and decide, is it personal? Is it dangerous, or is it to be laughed off? Or are they to man up? And then people will joke about the short bus. You know, I belong on the short bus because I'm a fool. I'm stupid. I don't see as clearly as everyone else. And they'll joke about that unless it's personal. So I don't joke about the short bus. And not because I'm superior. I just, whatever my personality, I'm a little overly sensitive, and sometimes I don't joke where commonly people do joke. I just am a big baby in some way. I have a little bit of tenderness, a little bit of softness, and it's not alpha dog, alpha male. So that's some kind of shaming thing for me. Doesn't every man want to be the alpha male in some way? Yeah. So if you're not, it's another shaming, you're not good enough thing. So, but I have this tenderness or whatever, who cares? So people joke about the short bus. Well, I go and pick up my niece sometimes who had a traumatic brain injury that set her back to where she will never have the kind of functionality that is typical of almost all humans. And it's a tragedy that's deep and sad, and it's not a joke. But I don't punish people who tell the joke. They don't know. It's not personal. They don't even know what they're saying. The idea that Jesus says, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. It's like, no kidding. That's everybody all the time. Can we forgive them because of their inability to see what God sees? No, we can't. We cannot. Because we expect everyone to have godlike vision and compassion for our struggles, and we want to claim godlike vision and judgment for your struggles. So the monarchical vision, we all claim it. Every human claims it. I see, and you fool can't see what's obvious. I am looking from above as some great Lord of all I survey. And then when it comes time to, they had a mishap. How can you be so judgmental? How can you have no compassion? I was an innocent victim. So everyone claims that too. Innocent victim. And the judge of the world. So here we are. So that was just a couple thoughts. I have to post a video. I'm to do this every day to try and get better at something. That is it. Did I say negotiating with Jesus? Yeah, that's my branding.